I told them we've been talking about it for a year. Today's a fantastic day, by the way. Haven't I been saying how key Africa is? Haven't I been talking about all the bank coins trying to get deep into Africa? But why? You see, now it's not only me talking about Africa. Now Ripple wants to talk about Africa. For those of you who think Africa's not key to the new financial system, even though they're sitting on trillions upon trillions in resources. Oh, I gather you here today to hear this good news. And it says this. It says the renowned crypto payment firm Ripple has highlighted the role of what? The role of what? XRP in the estimated what? Estimated $2.7 trillion. Here's some more trillions for ya. $2.7 trillion. Muy linda mi gente. $2.7 trillion fintech market opportunity. Give me that money. We made another good call. Oh man, I'm getting too excited. The future is so bright. Most people can't even handle it. I know the pressure of holding such an asset. Such a possibly earth-shaking, life-changing asset. I know the pressure gets to the people because they want it now. I'm fired up. My apologies, folks. I got to go to a meeting. I got a conference to go to tonight, a business conference. So I'm a little bit fired up. This has been great news today. Gold went off yesterday. Bitcoin's going off today. You know, XRP has all this great news coming out. I did a good video on Stellar XLM earlier. Go check that one out. Oh man, we've been cooking here. Click that like button if you appreciate the work. I definitely appreciate you. That's why I'm here. But it's a $2.7 trillion fintech market opportunity on the African continent. And I told the people long ago, I told them Africa is dominating. They're getting into position. They're going to be tokenizing massive amounts of gold. Not only that, they're becoming rapidly. Let's see, this is what people don't know about in other countries, that other countries are becoming rapidly advanced when it comes to mobile technologies and cross-border payments and all types of payments. They are rapidly in Africa and China and Latin America adopting blockchain technologies more rapidly than the U.S. is. Not that the U.S. can't catch up in just a leap, because they definitely could. I think they're gearing up for that. And I think XRP is going to dominate in the United States. As soon as we get past this SEC nonsense, this BS, we're going to dominate. And then people are going to not remember these lower XRP prices. They won't remember it. The people don't remember those lower Bitcoin prices. They will only remember the highs. And now we're getting news that we have multiple catalysts that could spark off that rise. Sometime, maybe sometime in 2024, 2025, who knows? All I know is the potential is there. And I got to have my piece. Let's read a little bit more of this here. Just a little bit more. This is Ripple spotlighted XRP. For those of you who, there's a lot of people come into my comment section. They say, oh, Ripple doesn't need XRP. Yes, they do. They're nothing. They're just a run-of-the-mill company without XRP. I mean, no disrespect to my Ripple people out there, all right? But we all know the truth that without XRP, they're just another company. Even Ripple lets them know how important it is. Like right here, Ripple spotlighted XRP's place in the projected market in a recent study, assessing fresh revenue streams via efficient payment systems across Africa. Are the people hearing them, though? And they say, and this is why Stellar has been battling to dominate Africa. Have you paid attention to that? But then it's like Stellar got in first. They have corridors in a lot of places in Africa. They got a lot of ties to businesses in Africa, right? Especially where there's huge uncovered deposits of gold. But we know that. Ripple came in later, and Ripple and Algorand. Algorand's been there a while as well. But Ripple has come in and they've just been dominating. Let's keep going. Let's see if they have any more to tell us. Tell me that good news, Ripple. Tell me that good news. The report, by the way, you hear my vocals a little bit better. My cough is getting a little bit better, right? I've been taking a lot of stuff, trying to heal up 100%. Doing a little bit better than the prior days in the videos, right? Anyway, somebody's like, get back to the article, Alphanine. We don't care about your health. No, I'm just joking. When somebody is out there like that, I'm just joking. The report cited that the United Nations finding that Africa represents a market, the United Nations represents an opportunity of $2.7 trillion and is anticipated to emerge as a crucial catalyst for global business. Furthermore, it highlighted that there has been a significant surge. I told you. We make good calls on this channel. We do. Not everything, but I think a great deal is a good call. It's a significant surge in African fintechs focused on payments in recent years. Let me rephrase that into Alphanine terms. They've been dominating. They've been taking off at a rapid rate. It's not going to change, right? And anybody who gets into Africa now is wise for the opportunity that's going to come later. Things are changing in the world. The people are just used to the traditional way that the world moves. They're not used to the world changing so rapidly. It says, additionally, Ripple made an illustration with Nigeria, a country where 73% of adults do what? What did I say earlier in the video? Adults own mobile phones. Now, that's not the crux. The crux is that they do a lot. Like some of us still, like for instance, to juxtapose. Let me juxtapose for one moment. A lot of us here in the United States, we're heavily still going to banks. There's always people going to banks, going to ATMs. They're stuck on that tradition. In other countries, not like that. Most of what they do is through the mobile phones. A lot of countries don't even want to use physical tender anymore. And these are some of those countries. They do everything through the mobile phone. And that's where blockchain comes in. That's where XRP can come in. That's where XLM can come in. The new financial system is not just relegated to the West. We are going to dominate the entirety of the world. The new financial system, I mean. The new 1%, I mean. If we get there, right? I have to put that if in just to be balanced. But I think the sentiment is that we are on that trajectory. It says it argued that despite widespread mobile usage, credit card usage remains below 5%. Now, wait a minute. Let's get over here to a company that's affiliated with Stellar. Let's get on to just a little bit of Stellar news. You got to read between the lines. At least I do. This is coming from Franklin Templeton. They just said something a few days ago. What are they using? They're using Stellar-based systems, and every Stellar-based system has to use XLM. So they obviously know about XLM. Franklin Templeton, Wisdom Tree, United Nations, CC Bank, a lot of et cetera, you know, the White House as well, which is interesting that Stellar had some dealings with the White House recently on the digital dollar. So they trust them enough to ask Stellar Foundation about the design or possible design of the digital dollar. But you think they don't trust them enough to help them run a little bit of the infrastructure? Wait a minute. But with FedNow, oh yeah, I forgot FedNow, the flop that is FedNow, because so few are using FedNow. Think not. The members only section knows. They saw certain things. But the flop that is FedNow, how does it thrive? It only thrives if institutions and companies want to help it along, if they want to connect to it, but they haven't. But we can deduce from that and how Swift works that these companies need us to connect to, like I said all along for years, in order for them to thrive, in order for them to benefit from interoperability, et cetera, et cetera. Smart contracts, you know the usual deal. But you think that they wouldn't benefit from utilizing Stellar as a part of the infrastructure to run a digital dollar? I think it's a possibility. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. You can believe what you want, not financial advice. I'm just saying I believe it's a possibility. But let's read this little tidbit here from Franklin Templeton. It says, quote, I think it's important that we differentiate between Bitcoin and blockchain. Now, when they say that 100%, they're going by their experience with Stellar and whatever other blockchains they may. Right now, I think Franklin Templeton is only using Stellar. I think it's Wisdom Tree that's using both. Well, Wisdom Tree is using Stellar for their Wisdom Prime app, and then they use something based on Ethereum for something else. So they have a multitude of experience over there. But when Franklin Templeton is talking, I believe, in my humble opinion, that mostly they're referencing their experience with Stellar. That's what they use. It says, I think that there's a demand for Bitcoin. It has its own use case, and that's why you're seeing these ETFs, unquote, she said. So once again, we see this continued attempt to separate Bitcoin from blockchain. But when they're talking blockchain, what are they talking about? When Swift talks blockchain, they're talking Chainlink. When Franklin Templeton talks blockchain, obviously their experience is with Stellar, Wisdom Tree, Stellar. A lot of these banks, we heard someone talking about banks recently and how so many banks are coming into the industry. Well, obviously XRP has a lot to do with that. Ripple has a lot to do with that, right? They have the most banks that I've seen right next to Quant as far as what they've actually worked with, what they come out and said themselves, right? So it's serious business. It's not something that's fictional. But they're separating Bitcoin from blockchain. When I hear blockchain, I automatically think new financial system. They will be the last one standing. And I said this years ago that any of the other cryptos that want to survive would have to become bank coins, right? And I think we've seen that. You've seen Chainlink step into that arena. A lot of other coins step into that financial arena where they weren't heavy in that area before. Chainlink, you see, step into Swift when they weren't heavy in the financial industry before. The financial industry is the be all end all. If you want your chain to be successful, you want that big money. It says here, with Bitcoin already proving itself as a viable asset class, Johnson is optimistic that a spot Bitcoin ETF approval will be a game changer. But if the Bitcoin ETF occurs, and let's say an Ethereum ETF occurs, then why wouldn't the other ones that are in the clear, why would they not also be able to have ETFs in the future? Why is that possibility not feasible? I think it's highly feasible. I think it's highly reasonable. There could be an XRP ETF. Why would there not be? It's in the clear. It has regulatory clarity. Whatever Ripple has going on right now, hopefully they get into the clear as well. But as of now, XRP is in the clear. XLM is considered a currency, right? So they're in the clear. And I think, well, I mean, I have so many thoughts. So this is because it can help shift the paradigm positively by dragging money from traditional financial investors into Bitcoin. Same thing with everything else. All right. And they're going to want to play, not only play, but listen, big money doesn't want to play in things that they don't control. They want control. Power loves control. It's one thing for me to play with something. That's fun, sure. But for me to control it, it feels a little bit better. So we'll end off the video here with a little bit of Bitcoin and a little bit of gold news, okay? So this article here is titled Bitcoin Price Hitting $700,000 Predicted by Adam someone. I'm not sure who at the top. It doesn't have the last name. Here it goes. Predicted by Adam Back within a year or two. If Bitcoin goes to 700,000, what does XRP go to? And if you don't understand why I'm saying that, watch that XRP video I released early in the morning. Yeah, I'm going to be putting in a lot more work to try to give people a little bit more opportunities to view the videos. But that video was potent about the correlation between Bitcoin's price and XRP's price. Although at times they seem untethered, the entirety of the crypto market is not untethered from Bitcoin as of yet. That's not going to happen for quite some time, in my humble opinion. But if Bitcoin goes to $700,000, where does XRP go to? Because Bitcoin skyrocketing typically, even though there's a little bit of lag in the activity, typically drags XRP's price up. And if XRP's price goes up dramatically, then where does XLM's price go up? Because every time XRP's price goes up, XLM's price goes up. You see that? So, I mean, either way in the future, given this multitude of explosive catalysts, we are on our way. We're on our way. Not financial advice. We're on our way, in my humble opinion. Things are looking good. You just got to keep that good energy up if you can. I know it's been tough. You know, it says Adam Back, seasoned cryptographer and early Bitcoin believer, is known for his groundbreaking contributions to the crypto space and Bitcoin in particular. His company Blockstream is famous for developing the Bitcoin Lightning Network. All right, let's scroll down here. He says, quote, I take $700,000 per Bitcoin, unquote. He believes that Bitcoin will undoubtedly flip physical gold. And it might just happen sooner than we think, perhaps in this halving cycle, unquote, thus referring to the approaching Bitcoin halving as the major driver of the Bitcoin price. In his prediction, he believes the flipping will happen within a year or two. That would be major. I still love gold more. I got a little Bitcoin now, but I love gold more. It says here, and they both can win. They're so different. They're so different. I don't see one better than the other. I'd have a little bit of both. They both serve two different purposes in my mind. It says Back reminds the community that Bitcoin is a digital version of gold. Okay. I don't. Hey, to each his own. All right. Okay, I guess. And so, according to him, the current Bitcoin trajectory suggests that Bitcoin will soon flip physical gold by market capitalization. We will see. I want Bitcoin to win, right? It'll pull up the rest of the market. People can have a little bit of fun, but we shall see. So now we're going to end off here. I thought I had a little gold news. Actually, it's about palladium and platinum, actually. So why not? You know, I have some platinum. I would love to get some palladium in the future. The price was down a little bit, but let's read this little tidbit here. All right. So this article is titled Nornickel expects palladium and platinum shortage to widen this year. Uh-oh. Things are looking a little good today. It says in its recent research report released today, Nornickel, the world's largest producer of palladium and high-grade nickel, said that it has revised its 2023 palladium market deficit from minus 0.2 MOZ to minus 0.9 MOZ. The company added it has reviewed the secondary supply of palladium from plus 9% growth down to 15% fall, while slightly lower than expected primary production from North America will be offset by weaker electronics demand. As for platinum market, Nornickel expects it to flip into the fundamental deficit this year. Woo! Quote, the increase of primary supply mainly attributed to resilience of South African mining companies, we talked about that before, to electricity disruptions will not be enough to offset rising automotive and industrial demand for platinum, as well as lower recycling, unquote, the authors of the report said. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, things are looking very, very interesting. Hey, going into 2024, things are starting to fire up in crypto and various commodities. So we shall see what happens. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, folks, let's get to the money.